Well, if you didn't know, that's He Is by Ghost. That's what great guitar intro.
What up, cuz?
What up, yo?
Oh, doing that thing that I do.
That thing we do.
We do it, we keep on doing it.
Well, happy friggin' Friday, cuz.
To you as well, my good dude. It is, it's been a long Friday, it seems, but it's finally Friday. We're happy about that.
Oh, dude, you're telling me, yeah. It was a conference for work this week, and it was just a lot busier than I had planned on it being.
Yeah, of course. It usually is, right? It's like, when I went out to South Dakota, and it's like, hotel on the golf course. I don't golf, but whatever. It's like, hotels on the golf course, beautiful pool. It's like, don't get me wrong, I spend a lot of time out and about, being catered to, and, lots of expensive meals and drinks and shit. But it's like, it was never really a time where I was like, okay, this is me time. It was always like company time. It was, fun company time, but it was still company time.
Two funny responses to that. So in preparation for like this conference, my boss's boss, he was like, hey, I think you're really gonna enjoy it. They always hook us up really good with food. It's like tasty ass steaks, that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, it was fucking terrible the whole way through. Like, I mean, they didn't have real eggs for breakfast once. It was just like the most regular ass shit ever. Like Walmart chicken for lunch one day. It was pretty freaking disappointing.
That sucks.
Yeah, and then there were opportunities from like 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to go out and like do activities around town. Yeah, fuck that noise. It's in Burlington, Vermont. Like, I just don't want to do that.
Like, this is as basic as it comes, dude. I think I'm good.
Although, check this out. Eric Estrada from Chips was like at one of the events.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, because they like paid him to be there. That's one of the weird things about where I am in my career, and it was phenomenally good for me. The last 3 days, honestly, really good for my career. I cannot explain it here on the podcast. Like and subscribe, sign up for more. Maybe you'll get to hear it in some of the other videos. But
comment below.
Yeah, right. Comment below. Oh my God, what's going on? Oh, you're so lucky. You're damn right I am.
Tell us more.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you more. But it was honestly just a bunch of fucking work. I cannot believe what is it? I got 11 hours of overtime in 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just not a thing we do. But I had the opportunity to like get a hotel, but I'd be obligated to go to these like 4-hour after hours events. It's like, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's like, and I get why, a lot of these guys are, pot-bellied, fucking red-faced schmucks, because it's like, well, all we've done, basically, exact opposite treatment. It's like, all we've done is taken us to the finest restaurants you can, got us drunk at night on the best liquor you can possibly buy us, stuffed us full of the most ridiculous shit you can for lunch, and then forced me to order the most expensive meal on the menu for fucking dinner. It's like, don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I know you guys rented out this fucking bar for us for the night. I don't want to be here. I'd rather go back to my hotel and fucking go on for video games.
I'm glad that last year I went to Atlanta for an event similar to this, and they rented out. It was on the 4th floor of like a small marketplace and it was a like remodeling of the New Jersey boardwalk with like putt-putt golf, like slides, like you sit on a burlap sack and go down a slide. They had like squirt gun shit, and this was like on the 4th story like rooftop in fucking downtown Atlanta. That was definitely worth it. I am so glad I missed out on these ones. I asked somebody, how was the food? They said they ran out of chicken wings, and all they had was tofu by the time they were like halfway through the line. It was like, tofu, fuck that noise. I am so glad I drove home. They're comping me 330 miles. Like, no, we're doing fine here.
Yeah, we're doing okay, you know? Yeah, it's kind of a night and day difference on the meal time. It's whatever, though. You know, not there for the meal, there for the money.
Well, 50-50. Like, it was there to attend the meetings, but also a large portion of it was to do the networking. Was to meet people, you know, rub elbows, schmooze, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just fucking odd. It's out of my wheelhouse. I'm not really my thing.
I mean, you'll get used to it, you know what I mean? It takes some time.
Well, that was...
I mean, we have the gift of gab, you know what I mean? That's really
I think that's really what it was. Is like, this was that change for me. And that's why I think it went so well. Which we'll talk about more, you know, off air. But
yeah, exactly.
It was just... that change of my confidence level was high enough that like I knew what the fuck I was talking about in every single presentation, meeting, roundtable, every like committee hearing. I was on point, and having that like duo of I know what I'm talking about and being able to talk about it was just a room of 50 people of just like different government employees. We had commissioners and administrators of like different departments from all over the states. I mean, from Canada as well. It was very interesting just being like, yeah, no, this is what I think you should do, Rob, next time you have this presentation. Like, you missed out a little bit here. This is something I think you can do. He's like, oh, well, take my fucking email. Like, this is great. We should talk about this more. Yeah, it was definitely a great week. It was just a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
And back and forth, and it was so ungodly hot, Richie.
Oh my lord, dude. And yeah, that sucks. And your AC is still not working in your car.
Dude, no AC in the car. Yeah. So driving back from Burlington, it was, 100 plus, and just AC, nothing. So just turn the fan off, all the windows down, and just fast as I can.
Yeah, 62 AC, man. I grew up with it.
Yeah, right.
60 mile an hour, 2 windows down.
Yeah, a little bit faster on the highways. Yeah, well,
Yeah, in that case, it's more like 92. We don't speed. Fuck off. It's not what we do. We keep it within the laws. 90.
Yes, exactly.
Come on.
Yes.
92 is a joke. But, whatever. It is what it is. The AC in the Toyota works fantastic. So I'm cool with that. Like, on the hot days, like, I was steaming up the windows because, like, oh, got some frost going there. So that's nice. But, I mean, my office is air conditioned anyway. So it was one of those 3-day stretches, or even just a single day at a time. I don't care how it goes. But, like, it's not something I typically do. Like, if the guys are sweating, I'm sweating. That type of shit. Like, I won't ask you to do anything I won't do myself or haven't done myself. I won't put you through anything that I'm not willing to go through. It's like, But goddamn, man, when I was seeing like 117 on the tarmac, it's like, I'm just grabbing the info off this truck. I'm going back inside. When you need the keys, you come see me.
Oh, speaking of tarmac, they took us out to the Air National Guard, and we got to take pictures with the F-35 Lightning.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool. they had a bunch of like Austrians there and shit with their like their own airplanes, so we weren't able to take a bunch of pictures because they're like, you can't take any pictures facing to your east or to your. So we're standing in a hangar, right? It's open on the front and the back. They're like, you can't take pictures facing out either side.
I mean,
it's like, God damn it, this is very restrictive.
I mean, if you go down to, you know, you go on there, and, you know, as a civilian, it's whatever, you know, it's different rules involved. But if you're there and you're on official, you know, government business, like, leave your cell phone in the box. Like, if you have a shoot phone, we need that too. It's like, you know, anything that goes on here, you know, you can't.
It was a great experience. Oh man, I had such a fun time. So they had we took a tour of the firehouse. So because of the part of the government contract that the Air National Guard has with the city of Burlington is the Air National Guard will provide fire support as long as they're able to like fly their planes. So it was a federal fire station, which like honestly, it was nice as fuck, dude.
I bet.
Like Yellowstone, like National Park, like when we went in some of those museums and shit, like that kind of nice. It was a fire station, whatever. So they had some like really cool response vehicles with like the squirt gun shits at the front.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, which one would win? And it was a great 5-minute discussion about like water pressure on the front mounted hoses that they have and why sometimes having a lower PSI is better because higher PSI just vaporizes the water. So like you get a dousing effect, but it doesn't have a penetration. And sometimes you want to be able to like break through a window and just put out a fire inside. Man.
Yeah, legit though.
Really fun. Just
dope.
Hanging out with cops. Ugh.
So,
well, yes and no. Like it, you know what I mean. Like you've been in that situation where like you're incredibly professional, and it's just I'm in this zone now. This isn't what I'm normally used to. This isn't where I would home in. But I can play the game. You know, play the role. You know, when you're on stage, be that person.
Yeah, exactly. Have that presence. You know what I mean? Hold yourself in a manner in which other people go, excellent job. You know, in that image, you know, you can be a shitbag stoner, and you know that's a loose term. You know, we're not shitbags, but you know, it's like you can be a pothead. You know, not have your shit together, but just, you know, act like it when you're around certain people.
Well, one of the secrets is you don't get stoned beforehand. Dude, that's a huge thing. Honestly, I wish late 30s Pat was able to like really impart this on the rest of my life. Hey, if you want to have an incredibly productive day where like you have to high power, just don't get stoned, you dumb prick.
Yeah, at least don't get fucking crazy stoned, you know what I mean? Like, and that's something like, you know, as we move on in life, like, you know, earlier days and earlier jobs and all, it's like, who cares, you know, show up, you're fucked up, it's like, just hang on for the ride, brother. But as you move on and move up, it's like, I'm not going to give it up, but I'm also not going to do it right now.
Yeah, like, there's a huge difference. Like, if I'm mopping floors at a ski resort, cool, get at it, bro.
Right. If you're not, then what the fuck is your problem? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if I'm talking about the impacts of assisted automated driving vehicle systems on how we regulate going forward on highway systems, I should not be getting high. That's not what I need for this.
You're like, listen, Elon has a whole presentation on this. Here, just watch this.
So there was a 1 hour and 45-minute presentation about artificial intelligence and how it's going to impact government systems and how we govern our credentialing and registration processes across the country going forward. After it was done, I went up to the guy who was presenting and was like, here's 2 notes. Like, these are like 2 things that you should add in. Like, I'm not sure if you've heard about this thing. And then we had like a conversation. It was like we exchanged emails because he's, I have not heard anything about what you're talking about. This is huge. Like, I will absolutely cover this if you get me more information. When I go to the next regional conference in 2 months, I'll present this. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm not a fucking idiot. I just get high. Like, that's the thing. I like doing drugs,
well,
you know.
That's the thing. So, like, yeah,
and drinking, also, as you can tell.
But that's when a lot of that research comes into play. You know what I mean? So, like, that's where it's like, yeah, okay, don't do it before the conference, but, you know, do it before you get to the conference, because then you're fucking on the internet looking up shit, researching stuff, and finding out stuff, and reading stuff, and it's like, you know, that information that you obtained about that AI. I mean, I'm sure you didn't hear about that at work. You read about that somewhere in your personal time while you were fucked up.
Yeah, me literally fucking around on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, if you can maintain that life, absolutely. But as we get older, we mature and we go, yeah, you know, there's a time and a place. The time and the place used to be anywhere, anytime. Now, it's limited in both. And within reason. You know, the whole fucking going out for a hike and bringing 10 blunts along and not coming home with anything. It's like, all right, I don't think I could do that in a goddamn week, let alone in a single fucking outing. So, like, calm the hell down, you know?
Yeah, those days are pretty well long gone. Especially with my, like, lung condition.
They were fun. Dude, we used to get high as fuck all day playing fucking Scrabble. Connect 4, all that happy horse shit. And it's like, yeah, that was fun. You know, that was an all-day high event, and you know, we're doing Scrabble. It's like, okay, here's a thinking game. We're doing it while we're stoned. You know, but yeah, nowadays, like, we're not playing Scrabble so much. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. In the background here, I have a like building game, so I am definitely doing like super extensive logistics, like production per hourly rates divided by a certain amount of lines to go into further manufacturing processes. Because for some reason, this is what I like doing in my free time. I wish I understood my brain better, because I feel like a fucking moron.
Dude, every day, you know, I go through every freaking day myself, and it's like, you're an idiot. It's like, yeah, but to me, I'm an idiot. And maybe some other people, I'm an idiot. It depends on who I'm talking to, I guess. But for the most part, I'm an intelligent person, and people don't see me the way I see me, because I'm my biggest
trick. That's the worst. That whole observer syndrome, where it's I do not see the same thing that other people do. How I perform in like social situations, like talking in front of audiences. I don't like being in large groups of people, but I do perform very well in those situations. Like, I've been commented on it over and over. Hey, you did a great presentation. You fielded those questions from the audience expertly. I didn't like doing it. I was sweating bullets the whole fucking time. Didn't stutter, didn't miss a beat. It doesn't mean I liked it.
Yeah, that's just anxiety.
Yeah, right. And I've come to realize that this is definitely what everybody has. I mean, a bunch of the presentations that I went to, I knew these people. Like, I know, like, governors of other states at this point and shit. And it's like, oh, okay. When we're seeing these presentations, I know that you're just as nervous. You're just practiced. That's the difference here.
Yeah, more rehearsed, exactly.
Yeah, you've just done this a bunch, so yeah, your tummy's gonna get a little bubbly. You're gonna sweat a bunch, but you're also just gonna look into those bright ass lights and say the fucking lines.
Just gonna hit it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like dealing. I mean, I for the most part don't really like talking to most people. I don't. I mean, I don't mind talking, but I also don't.
Small talk's bullshit.
Small talk's bullshit. But, having a gift of gab and not wanting to talk it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You're like, I don't want to do this, but I'm really good at it.
Yeah,
So
right.
I talk to people.
I'm great at giving dudes head. Like, oh no, this is the worst superpower.
Well, anyway, back to work.
Fine, put the dollars in my panties.
God damn it. But I talk to people all the time, every fucking day. Like I just got done, it's Friday, but whatever, I just got done with my Friday work gig, and it's like I'm heading to my second job, my business now. It's like, I talk to people all day at my 9 to 5, and I have to be the guy that does everything. I mean, I'm already the guy that does most of it, at my job. I'm decent at doing it on the side here, because it's like, I'm already used to talking to people and selling shit and convincing, for lack of better words, but convincing people what they need, versus what they want, blah, 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 and, seal and deal, making the sale. So it's like, I'm already good at that, but I also don't like talking to people. So, again, double-edged sword. Like, I prefer not to converse if I don't have to, but unfortunately, most things that I do.
Right, it's not a choice. Yeah.
It's not a fucking choice. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, do you like the money that you make? You do, right? Because if you do, you got to keep talking. You shut up, the money shuts up. Because me talking is what makes me my money. Of course, there's other things. I was like, the knowledge you gain along the way. It's like, talking is only a piece of the pie. But if you talk to any salesman out there, they're going to tell you that they keep food on your table. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's a group effort.
Well, what's really funny is because of the event that I just attended, it's looking like career-wise that I have a good opportunity to make talking a part of my career.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to go to a bunch of conferences over the next 20 fucking years. Like, this is definitely going to be a thing I do over and over and over. Is I will definitely be traveling the country every 2 months, starting in the next year or so. This is going to be something I do a lot now.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's really different. I remember tossing bales of hay with William. Where we've come from to where we are now is just mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing, I guess, is a good way to say it. It's, well-deserved. I don't know.
It's also, oddly disjointed, but similar for me. Because when I come home, it's just like when I got home being 17 years old. House with nobody and nothing here except me and my shit. When I would get home from high school, there was nobody there. Jen, William already moved out. Mom was working a bunch of jobs, drugged out somewheres. And it was just me. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, except now it's way nicer.
Yeah, it's way nicer. And the what you want is way cooler because, there's more money.
Oh, dude, right? Yeah, so it's looking like Shane's not going to be able to go to Vietnam with me for a month next year. So, for a backup plan, I'm just going to go to Norway for a couple of days, a week or two, and visit AJ for a while.
That'd be cool. Then, you talked to him the other day, right?
Yeah.
Say if you're still planning on coming this way at all, or is it?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not what's fucking happening.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's like you said. It could be a big bill that he's not ready for.
Well, that's the thing, is we've had such different experiences and hands dealt to us throughout our lives, and we've made hugely different decisions. Funnily enough, I married someone and they got a green card, and he was on the opposite side. He married someone and got permanent residency. So, our worlds just evolved totally differently. He left America and he wanted to go overseas, and I'm gonna do that years and years down the line. So it's just we're at such different points in our lives, and I'm just so glad that I'm gonna be able to go and see him, hang out, because I know he's not able to afford that experience. But man, I wanna hang out with him.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's and I feel bad for him because he did have a good thing going on there that he kind of mismanaged, if you will. But I'm just glad he's doing all right now. And it would be nice to see him and have him come back and visit. But it's like, that's just me being selfish.
Oh, dude, no, I feel you though.
We're all entitled to be a little selfish, but what are you doing? This person has no idea how to drive.
I mean, it's the same thing with me and some of my boys, where it's, I always make the effort to go and visit them. It's easy enough for Shano to come and see me. He doesn't have any kids. Like, he works 5 days a week. He's off Saturday and Sunday. He just also chooses not to. So it's... Also, as an adult, though, male in my late 30s, it's not easy to be friends with other people. Like, just adult shit, We all gotta wash our clothes, you go to the grocery store, cook our meals and shit. You throw in family complications, it just gets harder and harder. So I don't mind going out of my way because I still want to have those relationships with people. I mean, same thing with, like, me and you. It's not easy for us to get to talk all the time. So I make sure that I can, like, hey, it's 5 o'clock. It's Friday. I'm going to call up Richie. Like, this is a time I know he is available. Where I work from home all fucking day. We could have been talking for the last 12 hours.
Yeah, I work outside my home. Even now, I'm on my way to, like I said, once the job's done, I go to the side business. Now we make the real money. But I'm on my way. I'm almost there now. So it's like,
Ooh, speaking of making that real money, where's my packages at? Oh, no listings available? $190. Oh, there's been a giant crash. I'm only going to double my money.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's literally enough profit to fly over to Norway and see AJ.
I'm in a couple of watching a couple auctions, and I'm bidding on a couple now. It's to that point now where it's like, what, I want all the boxes and shit for all these old games. I'm just gonna start buying them.
Dude, I'll be honest, like, some of the conversations we have, you drive me to bid on shit on eBay, and clarification, you don't pressure me into doing it. You're not suggesting that I do this. It's the conversations we have drive me to want those things again. I'll be honest, nostalgia, I don't really participate much in it, but when I talk with you, it reminds me of a time in my life. Now and also past times that we've had together, and I love that part of it. When we talked about getting some of the, like, complete in box stuff for Nintendo games, man, it brought me back to a place when I was a kid, and I love that. Thinking about Gogol 13, it was just this gray box with just, like, a little Russian soldier on it. I rented it from, like, I don't know, the fucking Big Y or something? Like Shaw's? Because that's what you did back in the 90s.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Like the Hampton General Store. Like, you could rent just Nintendo cartridges at your general store.
I used to love, we'd go on vacation or whatever, and we'd end up, for the last couple of days, we'd end up at Howard Johnson's or something, just to finish off, a couple of weeks and wherever, And Howard Johnson's back in the 90s, I had the Sega Game Gear, you know what I mean, which was cool. But Howard Johnson's back in the 90s, you can go up to the front counter, and as long as you were staying at the hotel, they had Sega Game Gear games that you could just, borrow. And yeah, dude, like, so I miss my Game Gear, so I bought 2 of them, and I bought a whole shitload of games and stuff. And I don't even play it, but it's like having it just brings me back to that time where it's like, this thing's awesome. I'm lucky as shit to have it, and I don't even know, like, sure, I don't even know if my parents like went to the pool, whatever they did. I was just like glued to that goddamn thing. Howard Johnson's had all the games. It was fucking awesome. It's like just having this thing brings me back to that time. And I've bought a ton of retro crap that I have not played since I bought it. I turn everything on to make sure it works, and then I put it on the shelf. Ton of stuff that I've not played, and I have a ton of stuff that I have no intentions of playing. I just wanted it. So it's like, because it just brings me back to that time when it was, everything was awesome.
Yeah, it's just like that touch of nostalgia. Like, yeah, dude, that time gone by. It's funny. Like, that's part of humanity, is the idea of nostalgia. And we're just at that early point in our life where we are starting to experience it. And
absolutely.
It's novel. It is a new experience. It's unique. It's something else,
It is, and since we had a conversation, a couple months ago, I think now at this point, but about Super Mario 3 complete in box.
Yeah.
I've got a few on my watch list right now. Mario complete in box. And it's like, yeah, because like you said, having that, like, you remember opening up that game and how awesome it was. And I remember you had the top loader NES, which I always wanted, because that was although the gray box is cool, but that top loader was fucking badass. And why is it not showing me prices on some of this stuff? But I've got one right here.
Honestly, it would probably be $5, maybe $10 to get someone to print me a perfect box for Super Mario Bros. 3.
$70, but it doesn't have the styrofoam, which is unfortunate. But $70 for complete in box Super Mario 3.
I should get some fucking posters and stuff.
That's not terrible at all,
It's one of the weirdest things. I've been living in this apartment for years and years and years, and because I'm so utilitarian, I don't like put a bunch of stuff on my walls and all that shit. So it definitely looks like it's lived in, but at the same time, it's not how I would normally.
Yeah, it's like, this is definitely a bachelor.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, 100%. No one would come into this apartment and be like, oh, yeah, there's a woman that's around here somewhere.
Yeah, there's a lack of woman in this place.
Oh, yeah, it reeks of it. That just might be my laundry, though.
Like literally, it reeks in here. I gotta figure this out. Yeah, on that note, cuz, I am at the job site. I gotta go in here and get at it.
Well, go get at it. Love your bunches, cuz. Talk to you later.
Love you, dude. Peace.